Jalmari,
Oh,
congratulations, man. This movie is exceptional. So I just wanted to say that right off the bat. Another excuse me, another good one. Under your belt. How does it feel for audiences to finally be seeing this labor of love?
that's a nice way to put it. Uh, well, I'm of course really excited that next week is going to be the US premiere of Sisu. It's a huge deal for me to have that big of distribution in US. It doesn't happen a lot for Finnish or even like European cinema, so it's a big deal, and I really hope people go to see it.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting within my circle of friends when this trailer dropped, we grew up, action fans, and it was kind of interesting because I was familiar with you because of like Rare Exports, that's one of my go-to recommendations. And so it was kind of cool to see all of my American friends sharing this trailer, and just getting excited, amongst themselves.
Mhm.
I had read, speaking of action films, that you've always dreamt, of bringing this type of film to Finland. How does it feel to fulfill that dream? And I'm just kind of curious about, fulfilling the dream ultimately.
Well, because I wanted to do that so long, and of course it's been something that people could like laugh at, that this dude is trying to make an action film in Finland, and and well they are not laughing anymore, but I am, so I feel fucking good about it. And also I've I've found some kind of like really nice peace into my soul, in a way, like that I've achieved something that I really wanted to do, but I'm still hungry. I'm trying to do something even more badass for next time.
Excellent, man. Rare, like we mentioned, Rare Exports, Big Game, those were fairly successful films. Was there an added pressure, as the filmmaker to deliver something bigger and better? You're already talking about the next one, but is there like a pressure for you to continue to exceed those expectations every time?
Well, I had that pressure after Big Game because I basically didn't love how Big Game turned out to be, in a way, uh, and and I had that pressure back then because I wanted to do something, and that's why it took me some like 8 years to be in this place that I could do Sisu. But I think in a way I've found my style and confidence now. It's back, so I'm not worried about it. I know I have like tricks in my sleeve that I can I can put in a movie again. So I just feel great.
Well, you definitely have a signature, but I am kind of curious, with Sisu especially, where do you draw, inspiration from? Obviously, you got Rambo, behind you, but are those the types of films that you had in mind when you were, making this film?
Yeah, Rambo is one of the biggest influences, and well, old Western films and stuff like that. Because I love movies when you have like a man that everyone believes to be like an old or not capable of doing what he's actually capable of doing, and when that we can like when Rambo starts to do his stuff, and when Atami in Sisu sticks the first knife through the Nazi's head, you know that you're dealing with something good. And I don't know, I feel warmness in my heart when I see something like that.
Well, it's a lot like your story, you know, like you're saying like that there's this man that, you know, everyone's kind of saying that he or assuming he can't do anything. And then
Mm.
you know, you've always wanted to bring this type of film to Finland. So it's almost like a reflection of the director himself.
Yeah, I can relate to this. I can relate to this because I can't like go there and fuck everyone up. So it's easier to make a movie about it and not to go to jail for it.
Fair enough. You know, speaking of comparisons, I do see a lot of people comparing this to like to Mad Max, you know, John Wick, those types of films. You know, do you like hearing that, or or do you kind of want this movie to like stand on its own?
Of course, it's nice to be compared to like Mad Max and John Wick and stuff like that. But I know this is different than these films.
Yeah.
It doesn't make me feel bad. I understand why it's happening, and of course, probably I have had a lot of inspiration from those films too. So I don't know.
And you know, obviously Sisu stars Yorma, you know, a guy you've had both in Rare Exports and Big Game. When writing the script, you know, did you already have him in mind for this role?
Yeah, definitely. There was no question of only thing that was like unclear because Jorma wasn't sure because he's 63 years old. He wasn't sure when he read the script, is he physically capable of like doing everything what's going on, because it definitely was like a hell of a ride for the actor to like every day he was doing something really hard, and in a really bad conditions, but he decided to take the chance, and he really did a really good job with it.
Yeah, I agree. I believed it from the moment, you know, the movie started. It seemed like it was the role that he was born to play. It really. Can you talk a bit about the rest of the cast? You know, how did it all come together? And like, was this the cast that you had in mind ultimately when you were kind of getting this all ready?
Well, Jorma was of course I knew that he had to be in the film, and everyone else was well. Axel Henny didn't make a casting tape. I knew him very well, like from his movies, and I knew he would be perfect. But everyone else made a casting tape, and I casted a lot of people from Finland to play the Nazi roles, and the only thing which was difficult in a way, because I like rough looking guys, but it seems like because we have a lot like rough looking dudes which are like now something like 50 or 60-year old, but if you're trying to like find something who is like 20 or 25, they don't look that anymore. I don't know, something has happened because maybe they are like having too comfortable lives or playing too much PlayStation or something, but it was harder to find like that kind of guys, which I'm lucky I found in the end, that they look like that they have something in their faces, that they look like tough and done something else than drinking Coca-Cola and playing PlayStation.
Personal attack. So, you know, speaking of the cast, you know, I've noticed in all of your films, you have a lot of friends and family involved in them. Is your family and just that talented, or like is this something that you just wanted to always do, is put your friends and family in the projects?
Well, I never work with people that I don't feel that they are up for it. Like if I could find a better one, I would, because film is too important. and of course I'm trying to build myself like a really good environment to be in. And as much as I have like friends and people I know, it helps me to control everything also with everything I do, because I know everyone so well and they know me, and I don't know, it's a combination of all that, I think.
Yeah, and Oni, specifically, he's came a long way since Rare Exports. Is for
Mhm.
you, is that such a wild thing to just see his evolution, and he's taken on these other projects, and you kind of discovered him in a way, and here he is returning back, to the battlefields. How was that for you?
Well, I realized this afterwards, but I was also thinking that maybe that's also the reason I could go like away from the PG-13 films, because Onni is now a man, so I don't have to have like a child actor anymore, so I can go wild with all the violence and stuff like that. And of course it's been because Onni was something like 5-year-old when I did the first like things with him,
Yeah.
and I don't know, he already then he had like a really cool presence, like I don't know, because he probably didn't even understand what we were doing, but he looked so fucking good with everything.
Excellent. Yeah. Uh, Before we wrap up, I have to say again that I absolutely love the film. Is there anything you want to mention about it before we go? Like maybe for anyone that's on the fence about going to seeing this in the cinema?
Well, I hope that people will go to see it in the cinema, because this is a film that is made for the big screen. All the sceneries and the cinematography is I think it's really well done, and also the sounds, like it's meant for the theater, because we don't talk so much in this film. It's, you have to hear everything, you have to see everything, and I hope you will be pleasantly surprised of all the mayhem what is waiting for you, because you can't guess what's happening next in the film.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Jalmari. I really, truly do appreciate your time. I've been a fan for a long, long time. Here at CineDump, we let the doers know how they're doing, and you are doing just fine. Keep making them. I will keep watching them. Take care, sir.
Thank you.